Acting Head of New South Wales Fair Trading, John Tansey. John, thank you so much for joining us. Can you explain firstly, what are the most common issues customers have?
Nika, look, we get about 13,000 complaints a year about ordinary consumer goods, either because they're defective, they're unsatisfactory, or where the quality was as described when the goods were sold to people.
So if you unwrap a gift this year and it's faulty, it's got defects, what are your rights?
Look, under the Australian consumer law, which operates all around Australia, you're entitled to either repairs, refunds or replacements if goods aren't of acceptable quality. So that means if they're not safe, they're not going to last a reasonable time, or they've got faults, or if they're damaged and so they don't look acceptable, or if they don't do all the things that you've been told they do or you would normally expect a product to do. So in those circumstances, the consumer guarantees operate and they protect your rights, as I said, for either repairs, replacement or refunds of the goods.
What happens in the event you get given a gift, you don't like it, you don't have a receipt, but you want a refund or you want an exchange? Can you do it?
Look, first and foremost, we'd always say to people, try and hold on to those receipts. You know, you still have a right to get a receipt either at the time of purchase or after the purchase. So whether you get it emailed to you or you get a hard copy in the shop, one tip we say to people is maybe take a photo of all your receipts of gifts you're buying for other people. But look, even if you don't have the receipt, if you've got other proof of purchase, such as your bank statement because you used it buying your credit card, that can help prove where you bought it and the date, and that can help if you want to claim your consumer rights.
Okay, good to know, because it always can be a bit awkward asking a person who's gifted you something to give them the receipt, but good to know that there are options there. What about in terms of overseas, or if you've bought something from a private seller, for instance? What are your rights?
Yeah. So look, starting first with overseas, or even probably some of this relates to buying interstate, you have the same consumer rights if the business is done in New South Wales. So you have those same rights. But the practical reality is it can be a little bit harder to pursue those rights if somebody's interstate, but definitely if they're overseas. You still have the rights, just the practical reality is it's harder for you to try and follow up with the trader to claim your rights. If you need to help from us at Fair Trading, we absolutely will do that. But again, the practical reality makes it a little bit harder. So just think about that, where you're buying from. And then look, if you're buying person to person, such as over an internet platform, they're generally taken to be private sales. So you do not have the same protections that you would have if you buy from a known reputable trader or you go into a bricks and mortar store and buy it over the counter. So you need to be really aware about those choices and think carefully about who and where you're buying goods and services from.
Okay, and just finally then, what would be your advice to people this Christmas period?
Look, just first of all, enjoy it. It's a great time of year. But yeah, just be mindful when you're buying things. Make sure that you understand who and where you're buying it from. Try and pay attention when you're being told what products can and can't do, so you clearly understand any of those promises or conditions that are made to you. And try and avoid the complete rush, just so that you can enjoy your purchase both on the day and when you open it later or gift it to somebody.
Yeah, some really good advice, and no doubt it's going to be a busy time for retailers. John Tansey, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Danica.